Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Dance Floor. I'm your host, Ty Nelson. Today we are joined by Steph Larkin. A very fun, entertaining, she's got great personality, wonderful vibes as far as dance and human all around. She is a part of the Untitled Dance Show Party Thing. Do you guys say your tracks when you're talking to people? Like who you are?
No, not really.
She's a dancer in it. They have tracks, but she is an undisclosed track. The captain? Yeah, captain of Untitled Dance Show Party Thing. Just a wonderful person all around. This is Steph. What's up, Steph?
Hey.
Hello, welcome.
This is fun. Hey, I'm Steph. I'm from Ireland. I think you can tell me if I'm wrong, or anyone out there can tell me if I'm wrong. I think I'm the only dancer from Ireland with Virgin Voyages.
Yes?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a little fun fact. Representing the whole island. Yeah, I'm a dancer here, but we both started out in happenings.
This is true. What was your role in the happenings?
I was the hype.
The hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did apply for the bounce.
Are you glad you got the hype when it came down to it?
I took it badly at first because I was like, I don't even know if I ever told you this story. I done a video submission, which is rare that they actually ever hire from. But the bounce spoke to me. I was like, I love the idea of that role. Mm-hmm. My auntie always says I'm like the Energizer Bunny. And I was like, Bunny, bounce, it works.
Right.
So in my video, I introduced myself and then the camera lowered and I'm on a kid's like bunny hopper. And I was like, the role I think I'd be suitable for is the bounce. And then I added like boing, boing, boing noise over it and bounced around my garden.
And they didn't give you the bounce role?
Because Tommy, shout out to Tommy, was the bounce at the time.
And Tommy's video looked like that, or what? Because I'm confused how you didn't book it. That's a lot of commitment, and that's all they talk about.
Tommy was already the bounce on Scarlet, and most of that cast were being like literally taken from Scarlet onto Rez. So I think they looked and they were like, okay, we got this. But I mean, it also makes sense to be the hype when you're bouncing around.
I suppose.
Full of energy like that. But when I got my contract, I assumed when I got the offer, I was like, oh my God, I got the bounce. I got the one thing I applied for. I got it.
Right.
And then I said the hype and I was like, oh, they didn't want me as the bounce.
Right.
So I spoke to whoever called me at the time. I can't remember. And I was like, can I just ask a question of like, am I different from the bounce? And they were like, well, yeah. And actually the hype is seen as more, not really now anymore, but remember it was more of like, games, like they were like it's linked with like dodgeball and it's linked with this.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, thank goodness, because I'm Irish and we don't play dodgeball. So I was like, phew, I'm not in charge of that.
Yeah.
I was in charge of Latin dance class instead.
Oh yeah, that would be lovely. Actually, I would have loved to have seen you do that. You would have killed it. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Obviously,
it was fun. But
just a little Irish lady saying Spanish and speaking terms.
Well, I did always start the class being like, I know what you're all thinking. Why is the one Irish girl on the ship teaching the Latin dance class? And people would, it always get a laugh because I was like, let's, point out the elephant in the room. You're looking at me being like, not a Latino bone in her body.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I feel being non-Latina in any way, I had to learn the very basics.
Yeah.
So I can now teach the very basics to people that want to learn.
Okay, good.
The basics.
Right. Instead of someone who just says, oh, I know it, and they're just kind of like,
the hips go like this. And they grew up doing it, and they're like, why can't you do it? Where I'm like, I get it, and it's hard. It's not natural movement. So I would kind of use that and be like, this is a beginner's class.
So you only did one contract with Happenings and then jumped into dancer role for...
I had 3 weeks off and then a little flight to Orlando and came on this ship last year, yeah.
Wow. She's a hard-working woman. This is your what contract for Virgin now?
This is my third.
Okay.
It's my 8th ship overall, but this is third contract. Lucky number 3.
Where were you before Virgin?
I started off Irish Ferries back in 2017. I done Royal, I done Costa, and then I done Virgin.
And here we are. Yep. Yeah. Now, I want to say this is... Normally, I would plug this towards the end, but I do want to go ahead and talk about it. We were just talking about this beforehand. Steph actually has a podcast as well. Would you like to talk a little bit about your podcast? It's just straight out of the gate, because it was just fresh on our minds.
Yeah, I feel like because the way you were saying it, you had this moment that you were like, should I start a podcast?
That's right.
And it always comes from having really good talks with someone. That's how I felt as well. So when you said that, I was like, I get it. So me and my friend Robin, this is back during COVID, during the pandemic, we had done Tony Robbins training online.
Yeah, okay.
Life-changing. So we spent 5 days doing that, and then me and Robin's conversations just became like, we thought we were like Tony himself.
Right, okay.
Like the way we would speak to each other. We were in the middle of a pandemic being like, but you can do anything. Like, you don't have to hide. You can't go 5 kilometers from your house, but you can do anything you put your mind to. And when all this lifts, we're going to be different people. Anyway, we would just have these super motivating, inspiring talks. Mm-hmm. And then we were like, wow, we think other people should hear this.
Yeah.
We were like, wow, I wonder would other people feel as motivated and pumped as we do right now. So we had an idea of being like, Rise and Shine, because Rise with Robin, Shine with Steph. I already had a separate Instagram at the time, because I used to do Strong by Zumba. Okay. And I called it Strong by Steph. Very original.
Yep, very cute.
And then when I came back to it, like maybe 2 years after the pandemic, I was like, I don't want to just be Strong by Steph now, because now people are just seeing it as like fitness and that's it.
Right.
Because that's what it was during COVID. It was just my online classes and whatever. And then I was like, I want to call it something different. So I renamed it to Shine with Steph. And I was like, I want people to shine from the inside, whether that is fitness, whether that's dance related, whether that's just your mindset, your whatever. Yeah, it came from that talk with Robin. And then over Christmas, classic New Year's, you're thinking, what do I want next year? What do I want to achieve? I hadn't been home for Christmas in 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And
I was working on the ships and whatnot. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now that I'm home, let me actually like spend New Year's with goals and intentions. And I was like, wow, should I just go for it? And I was like, 5 people might listen to it. And that's great, because I know that I've just went for it. I was saying how you have actually planned it so well. You have like all your episodes done. You get to spend your time editing it, and then it's going to be released, and you've got the whole picture. Mm-hmm. I did not.
And that's all right sometimes, you know?
I bought little mics like this, and I thought, here we go. So I literally, episode 1 was like, hey everybody, welcome to the show. I mean, you can literally go on Spotify and Apple and listen to it.
Check it out.
But I just wanted to talk about stuff that helps my mindset. It came very mindfulness route. That's what I like to listen to. And then I was like, no, I do want to have people on, but I want to have people that I know and not just send emails being like, oh, I really want you as a guest. And yeah, I had like 5 or 6 special guests last season. I would do a solo episode in between each one. And now this time it's ship season. So yeah, we're back on it. I think it's a learning platform for yourself as the host as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. It's funny you're saying these things about how you were like in COVID thinking, oh, we're people would love to hear what we're talking about. That's kind of how I feel. Like there's a bit of meta to it where I'm like, I don't know if people really care about the things that I'm saying, because sometimes I feel that way too. I'm like, I've been going through Better Up and I know these things and I'm trying to share these things, and people might just be like, okay. Like I completely understand. But the podcasting, I completely also agree, because going from our first episode, which was basically Denise, to now, like I've learned how I want to do the episode, maybe do the dance first and then the interview, and then like how I want to set things up, make sure I'm prepared. Alphonse, actually, his interview, this is the crazy thing, I haven't listened to a single thing at this moment in time. I don't even know what any of these look like will be in this moment. So off the top of my head, when I was talking with Alphonse, I felt like I was not paying attention because I was so tired. And so after that, like in the first question or whatever, I think I asked them the same question twice. Obviously by this time you will either know what I'm talking about or it's not there. And I realized I have to get enough sleep. I have to have eaten and I have to be awake and ready.
Yeah.
Like even right now I feel a little tired, but I'm like awake and I know what I need to do to be aware in this episode. So yeah, I think it's a fun learning process to go through it. Will anyone listen? Who knows? But the journey has been a lot of fun, and it's been dope to have people excited about being on, and I think that matters more sometimes than like some grand outcome of it, you know?
I remember it was my very first guest that I had on, and she runs a separate Instagram page. She does a lot of breath work, everything like this, and I was so inspired by her talk, but she literally said she started her breathwork Instagram, she started her sessions, her courses, and she was like, if one person follows, that person was meant to be there. And she would just have that in mind. She was like, I'm not doing this to have thousands.
Right.
I'm doing this to have the right people drawn to it, attracted to it.
Very valid.
And yeah, when she put that into my mind, I was like, okay, because I released my first episode and the way I was watching the stats, I was like, 4 people have listened.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then it shows like the countries that it's been listened.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That freaked me out. Because as ship people, we know people all over.
Yeah.
And I was
didn't think about that either.
Whoa,
wow.
I was like, someone in Malaysia was listening to it. Then it was Australia. Then it was Canada. And I was like, oh, what did I even say in that podcast? And I was like, do you know what? You just have to stay so true to yourself.
Yes.
I was what stopped me actually for years, I don't know if you ever felt this, what stopped me, I think, from COVID until 2025 was also being afraid of the judgment. Imposter syndrome, people looking and being like, who are you to have a podcast? Even now I say it on the ship and I'll like feel weird. I don't mention it to everyone. There's a lot of people in my cast, people I talk to every day won't even know. And then you were doing this and I was like, oh, well, I can say it to Ty because you know how it feels.
Yeah.
And now a lot more of you will know. But it's weird because we can get so in our heads of like, oh no, people would judge and, you know, what am I even talking about? Who am I to talk about these things?
Yeah.
There's plenty of other people. And then this New Year's, I was like, let's just actually push all that fear to one side.
Okay, yeah.
And let's see what would happen if I just went for these things. So I went for it, same way, like spin. I was like, oh, it's really weird for me to like teach spin. That's not what I do. I'm a dancer and whatever. And then I was like, but what if I did go for it? Loved it. The podcast, went for it, loved it.
Loved it. Did you get a certification for your spinning or?
Yeah, so I'm like, I have my fitness. I'm qualified in like fitness class, everything like that already. And I had that and it was just kind of lying idle, I suppose. I used it on Res because I taught my own like dance fitness class. I was able to bring it to Virgin myself.
That's so smart. That's fun. I like that.
It was great. They needed stuff for the cross into Australia. It was 6 weeks.
Ooh.
And I was like, well, I've got this class I love doing. I've never got to do it to people in real life. I'd done it during COVID. And I was like, it was called Feel Good Fridays during COVID. And then I was like, on the ship, we don't even know what day it is. Literally. So I was like, we'll call it Feel Good Dance Fitness and keep it plain.
Oh, I like the name.
So people know what it is.
Yeah.
And it took off. People like came to that actually more than my Zumba classes. Because it was songs that they knew. It was like celebration.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the songs. It's Raining Men. Like all these songs that you're like, yeah, you can't not but like
get into
feel good to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used, I suppose, my qualification then. And then on the ship the last time I was teaching it, but I was like, oh, I don't know if it counts because it's the crew and it's not my job.
Right.
And then in January I started teaching it as my job at home and I was like, oh, but wait. Maybe there is something here.
Absolutely. Is it in the realm of like Peloton? Like,
yeah, I got really inspired by Soul Cycle.
Oh, yeah, I've heard a lot.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Soul Cycle.
Friends of the podcast.
Miami.
Woman of many things. Come on now. Doing
I like
things.
to try, and this year is my year. That's what I was saying. I like to try a lot.
Yeah.
Because you can surprise yourself.
Absolutely. I guess you've really given a lot of your background, but what's your background in dance? Like collegiately, or where you learned your style and what your style maybe is?
I started dancing when I was 6. So like 12 years ago.
So silly.
I really think I'm one of these people that fell in love with the stage from the get-go. My mom seen that straight away in me. My mom was a singer. Still has a stunning voice and sings weddings and stuff, but she was in a band years ago. She performed and stuff. And I think she understood. I'm the youngest of 3.
Oh, okay.
So I think part of her was like, one of them.
Got one,
like, yeah, we've got a performer here. And I remember I would just do these little shows. One of my earliest memories, and it's so silly, we had to wear cowboy hats in a dance, and the dance was probably just like click, click. It used to be the easiest choreo.
Right.
And my hat was falling off, and I was getting so mad because I think I'd finally got to like the front row of a dance. And I was about like 7 or 8. And I just like in the middle of a turn took the hat and like swung it and made it part of the move. And my mom was like, oh, she done that well.
We got something here.
We didn't just let it fall and then be that child that's gonna like trip across it. And she was like, yeah, because I was so mad. I was like, did you see my hat falling off? And she was like, but you saved it and you threw it off. And I remember that conversation. And anyway, she kept me in it. I would rather miss school than miss dancing is how I was when I was younger.
Oh, hell yeah. Committed to the cause.
Yeah. Like if I was trying to like, I'm sick, one of those kind of days.
Yeah.
My mom knew she'd get me to school by being like, well then if you're too sick for school, you're too sick for dancing. And I'd be like, I'm fine. Okay. Bag on my back. Let's go to school.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Mom.
She's the best. It grew over the years, and then I got to an age where I was the oldest still going. And honestly, that was about 13 that happened.
Yeah.
Like quite young still, and my friends had stopped. They were like, no, we're in secondary school now, which is like for you guys kind of high school, middle school.
Oh, they're too cool for it now.
Yeah, it was just like other things were happening because I didn't realize it was like a serious passion. I just was like, how are you not going back? I don't get it. Like,
right.
It's life, you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
My mom was like, well, what do you want to do then? I was like, well, I don't want to give up dancing. We looked and I went to different schools in a different town. I would, literally, my mom would pick me up from school. I would change in the car and eat in the car.
Multitasking.
Go do dancing for hours and then maybe be like working on homework on the way coming home is what I was meant to be doing.
Right.
But instead I would be telling my mom all about, and I used to dance in the car.
Oh, I love
like,
it.
She'd be driving and I'd be like, and then the move went like.
For the audio listeners, Steph is breaking it down right now. You have no idea.
Then I started going to another studio around 15, I think maybe. That was quite serious as a studio. Like their shows were huge. I'm not from Dublin, so I'm like an hour away from Dublin. And when you're from where I'm from, and it's like small country town,
yeah,
to go to Dublin and dance was like
the big city.
Like the big smoke is what we call it.
Oh, the big smoke.
Like, yeah, it was like wow. Yeah, I was like, I want to do this in college. And I didn't at first. I went on to do a course that was a bit more sensible, people were saying.
Boo.
Closer, yeah. It was closer to home. Honestly, a mix mash of everything. It had geography, history, drama, film. Like, it was everything rolled into one. I didn't even do geography and history in my, like, final year exams in school. I, dropped both of them. So I was like, what am I doing in college? The only thing I looked forward to was drama and film and the dance society in the college.
Okay, yeah.
I went to London, I done auditions. I got into like 2-3 places maybe. I done a few auditions. I remember in one of my auditions, they had final year students in the audition with us that we could ask questions to. And this girl was like, yeah, I'm in final year and I've already danced on, it was some TV show at the time. And I was like, oh, did you get that from like the course and like whatever? And she was like, no. It was like an open call audition. And I was like, well, I could do that right now. Like I could do an open call without even going to this college. You heard the horror stories that people would go for 1 year, spend so much money and not have the money to keep going second and third year.
Right.
And I was like, let me take a year out maybe and see what I'm going to do. I was teaching a dance school of my own at the time.
Love that.
So which started as a summer thing. I thought it would end at the end of the summer. I was 18 and a half. If that makes any difference.
Gotta get specific on there.
Wasn't freshly 18.
Right.
And I was like, I was going to this college in the September, so I said, I really want some experience. Like, creating my own dances, because you do it when you're like a teenager, but
yeah,
I didn't even understand musicality.
Really. Yeah,
really.
you're just putting moves together and a syncopation.
Like, I hear beats that aren't even there. Absolutely loved it. We entered competitions, everything I couldn't do when I was focused on my own studies as well.
Yeah.
And then I went back and I done business and marketing.
Classic.
Because what do you do when you decide not to go to London for dance? You don't know what you want to do. So I chose business it's so funny because my sister said to me at the time, would you not go on and do something fitness related?
Right.
Which will kind of make sense. And a lot of people take that route from dancer. I was like 20 at this point, turning 21 or had turned 21. And I was like, no. Oh, no. My fitness is dance. Like, I was like...
Okay, yeah, that's a mentality.
I don't want the other stuff. The one thing I would say to all the kids and all my students was like, I know everyone says it and they say it's so just cheesy of like, follow your dreams.
Yep.
But I really meant it when I told all those kids. I was like, whatever like gives you that feeling on the inside and like completely like, I don't know, gives you that warm feeling, giddy feeling, butterflies, whatever way you want to say it.
Yeah.
I used to tell them like, follow it.
Like, would that be the advice you would give to like anybody? Because that's kind of the next section of it is like, what advice would you give learning wise? I feel like we've already heard a lot about what you've learned and what got you to the point that you're at. But what advice would you give just in general to people? It can also be still the same advice, but is there something that maybe even someone's given you, like a mantra that you recite, or like a mentor said this one time so you just stuck with you? What advice would you also give on top of that?
Not everything that's meant for you is going to give you butterflies, because sometimes butterflies is an anxious feeling, or it's that's like true. It's nerves, and that can be nervously excited for something, but also maybe something that's so meant for you doesn't spark that kind of feeling. It just actually makes you feel warm because it feels right. Right. So I feel like that's one thing I love to try and live by. It's one of my favorite quotes: leap and the net will appear.
Ooh, I like that. That's cute.
And like, I like to think of it as like leap ... and the net will appear. Yeah. It's like, just go for it, and like something, yeah, it's not going to be the worst case scenario, because I am someone that maybe over worries and overthinks of like, oh no, but I couldn't. And it's like, no, but you can take that leap and then see what happens and what net will appear to like catch you, or maybe the best thing will happen. You won't even need that net.
Yeah, I feel that with this podcast, honestly, like just this whole project, just having not really, like I did the prep work for it, obviously, but not knowing how it was going to go or whatever. Yeah, I completely agree. Leap and the net will appear. That's a good one. I like that a lot.
It's only like, since I think actually like coming on to cruise ships from years ago, that I'm like, wow, okay, I actually have made it that far. Especially not going to London and not doing that college, and like, those could have been the moments where I'm like, well, I guess the career is not there for me, but I'll make it, not make it, but I'll keep it going as a teacher. Yeah. And I just knew that there was something in me that I was like, no, I'm not done with it yet. And if I'm telling these younger people to like follow their dreams and like what really makes you excited.
You got to do it too.
And I was like, I don't want to be that person that's like saying this to them, then being like, no, I regret that I didn't go for it. Mm-hmm. I took the leap then and went to Disney. And I was in the audition fully delusional. I was like, I think I could get this. But when I tell you, there's these moments in my life that I have had such a gut feeling. Mm-hmm. And I walked out of the audition. I did make it to the final, like, round.
Yeah.
They were like, we're going to take all your information. There was, like, me and 9 other people. And I walked out and I called my mum. And the words I said to her is like, I'm moving to Paris.
Yes.
She was like, oh my God. Like, you can't say that, especially an Irish mammy. She was like, what? When do we need to pack your bags? Like, what? And I was like, well, no. I said, I actually haven't got the job yet.
Oh my gosh.
That was one moment I had. And I did. A month later, I got the offer for the job.
Booyah.
But it's not even this, like, super cocky, confident feeling. Mm-hmm. It's just a feeling that, like, I think that's right for me to go there. And when they were talking about the job, I was like, I could do that. I had that feeling for Virgin also. I done my video and I was like, yeah, I think they're going to want me as the bounce. They want me as the hype, but
they wanted
I just felt like Virgin. I was like, they don't know what I know.
Yeah.
And I think I know I'd be a good fit somewhere. Give me a job of any kind.
Yeah.
I had the feeling that my very first ship, that audition, I did not think I was going to pass. I was literally in London to catch up with friends from Disney. Mm-hmm. I'd done the Royal audition. And honestly, during the audition, I was like, wow, I really want to like catch up with my friends, but they keep putting us into different groups. And I was like almost getting annoyed about it.
Yeah.
Then they were, sadly for my friends, they were getting cut. But I was getting jealous of them being caught. I was like, oh.
I want to go hang out.
I was like, where are you going? They were like, oh, we're going to go to this like bar around the corner. And I was like, oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm doing too good in the audition. Sorry, guys. I'll catch up with you later.
So weird. And I was like, oh, they want me to go again. All my friends are so excited. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I like still got to meet them. Then I was buzzing after meeting them. I think it hit me that like, wait, I passed that audition. I came home, my friends started making plans. It was like November. Mm-hmm. And they were making plans for my birthday in January. And I literally said to them, I don't think I'm going to be here for my birthday. And they were like, oh, you heard news about like the ship? And I was like, no.
No, I just feel like it.
I was like, not yet. And again, it was like 2 weeks later, I heard something. And I was like, now I know you're probably all thinking, she's psychic. Another piece of advice to add to the whole list is also like focusing on that as well when you like don't pass the audition.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've spoken about these great auditions that I've had. Okay, yeah, wonderful. I have had so many auditions where it's like first round, tap, tap.
Gotta go.
Don't call us, we'll call you. You know, they don't even say that. They have no intentions to call me. Didn't even take my number. Like,
damn.
When I came to Virgin, you know this, we all know this. You come to Virgin, you post about it, and all of a sudden you get these DMs and people are like, how do I work for Virgin also? Mm-hmm. And I get it because that was me. I wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
And people will go to auditions and they'll message me and they'll be like, oh, I didn't. And I'm like, you cannot take it as rejection and don't start rejecting yourself. I like to say it's a redirection. Like,
oh, that's nice.
Redirection, not rejection.
Yeah.
Because it might not be right for you this time. You might audition in 6 months and you might get it. Something needs to happen in these 6 months before you can come
of course.
On whatever ship or whatever contract. Or maybe it just, unfortunately, right now never is because there's also something else. Mm-hmm. In line, I used to be very like tunnel vision on my like goals and dreams.
Yeah.
And that's why over time I've had to be like, oh wait, like no, let me actually open that vision up and see what else could be possible.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you're like, wow, if I'm so, I don't know, hung up on this rejection, what am I like, what's passing me then?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, wow. I've talked so much time.
You are a grade A yapper for sure.
I
okay.
kissed that Blarney Stone in Ireland.
With our dance creation collab, what made you choose the song that you chose? And we had a hard time with this one, to be honest. Like, not necessarily the creation itself and like us in the room was fine, but I think we both got to a point where we were kind of brain dead and we were like, all right, well, this is what we need, right? Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
This is the first case really where we had to take a step back and come back another time in it. And it's not not in a bad way or anything, but I'm glad we did because we got back today actually and ended up creating the end of it. And when we got done with that video, it was like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
Like, I was so glad we did it that way. Kind of like what you're saying. Sometimes it's a redirection. But for you, what made you choose that song specifically?
I would never be someone, I barely use TikTok. So I'd rarely be someone that's like on the trends of anything. But this song would like pop up in people's reels and their TikToks and whatever. But it was never linked with dance from what I had seen. Now other people's algorithm will probably have shown a bunch of, different choreographers creating to it. For me, it was showing people using it for very special moments in their life.
Oh, okay.
So, and it would be that exact part of the music that we have used for it, where that like beat comes in and all of a sudden it's like their wedding day or their graduation or like just something that they're like, you didn't know you were going to make it to this point, and then you get to it and it's like something so out of the ordinary, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then I think I liked a few of those videos, support, give the like. And Alex Warren, who's the singer of it, I don't follow him, his videos started coming up and he created this song for his wife. And I was like, wow. So then I started listening to the lyrics and I was like, oh, Alex, that's deep. Like,
yeah.
And
shout out to Alex, friend of the podcast. We appreciate you, Alex. He's a good dude.
And then I was like, wow, I love that. And like, he wasn't I will say, I didn't know of him before. And like, I don't think he was that well known. I think this song has like definitely become popular, which is great for him. His voice is beautiful. And then his wife's video popped up. And his wife was like, there was a video and she basically was like, you have all these relationships thinking they're the one. And now you're married to someone who creates a song like this about you.
Yeah, that's sick. What a cool idea.
And I watched it and I was like, oh my God, wow. That's like, that got me. I was like, that's the love everyone needs to aim for right there.
Yeah, don't accept anything less, everybody. If your partner isn't making number one hits about you, they're not the one.
And yeah, I wanted to go against it. I was like, no, not that song. No, let me like find something else. Let me find one of these like cool songs. And me and Tyler do some like hip hop and everything to it.
We kind of ended up doing that in a way. We did a fusion. I like the song a lot, by the way. I'm really glad you chose it. The whole part of like I really like our dance actually. We again, even the beginning we didn't really struggle that much with, but it was just the ending that we changed up. But I like the fusion that we brought into it, like just the beginning grooviness into it, and then like a little sharpness. Yeah, it's dope. It's a dope little dance. You guys should definitely check it out, as you will. Yeah,
and it was really fun, and we were deliriously tired yesterday.
Yep.
Like, deliriously tired. We started, like, we were like, oh my God, what do you call this when you go around, like when you hold hands and you go around like a...
Oh, merry-go-round? Or... Yeah. Well, Ring Around the Rosie.
Like a Ring Rosie?
Yeah,
Ring Rosie,
Ring Around the Rosie, yeah. Oh, yeah, we did.
And then we'd be like, what are we doing?
Right, brain dead.
So I feel like, we watched that back yesterday and it was like, we can keep going. You also had 2 more collabs after me. And we were completely running out of time. And it was like, you said to me, like, we also... Because I felt the pressure was there. I tend to put pressure on myself. And I was like, well, no, it has to be done today. And it has to be this video right now. Yeah. And you were like, we can revisit it tomorrow.
Why not?
And I watched back and I was like, no, this is not the one. And I was like, we got to revisit it tomorrow. And then today, this is a shout out for you, because today I came in being like, okay, I think we just cut it at this point. That made absolutely no sense to cut it there. Like, it was literally the beginning of the chorus. And I was like, we do these 2 powerful moves and then we stop.
Yep.
And you were like, well,
what if we try? Yeah, what if we
let's just see.
It's because I had a brain today. I had a fresh brain, you know?
You had some sleep.
Yeah. Legit, I don't know how I made it through yesterday. Like, I am still very happy with the other 2 that came out of that, but yeah, I was tired as shit.
Like, 4 hours, 5 hours after we had done ours, and you were like eating like a granola bar.
Yep,
you were
that's
like,
all I
this
had.
is all I've had. And I was like, you better go.
I'm committed to this project. Everybody who's listening and watching, I am doing this because I love it, and I do hope that it has some sort of value to you. That's literally the most important part.
Yeah, no, it will all pay off, because that commitment was real. I was like, pfft. But yeah, no, I'm really happy that I did maybe again just listen to my gut and be like, if this song keeps coming into my mind, why am I trying to go in a different direction?
Right.
Just to go more, because I would say my style is more hip hop. That's where I feel always so good. You know, when you're just like, for me, I love to dance full out. In Untitled, we do Bang That, which anyone that's seen Untitled. Yeah, it's like the standout number.
Yeah.
That one is like, I feel from like my toes to the follicles of my hair.
Yeah.
This like fire like goes the whole way up. When we hold that pose and then we melt 6, 7, 8 and we go into that chorus, I'm like, this is like my type of dancing right here.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it needs to be something full out. And then that song just, it kept and now I'm so happy that we are like full out in moments of it, but
of course. There's
like, I don't know, we're clean and it's, yeah.
It was dope. You guys should watch it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Steph, it has been a pleasure. I do want to ask you one last thing. Where can people follow you and find you, and also the name of your podcast once again, just so they know and they're reminded?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. My personal account is Steph25DM. And then I also have another account, which is Shine with Steph. And that is also the name of my podcast, is Shine with Steph.
What's the 25 DM?
So I put DM, that was my very first ever username. I've never ever changed it.
Okay.
My school name was Dance Mania.
That's fun.
And 25 is my date of birth, like 25th of January. So I was like, 25. Do you know what? It's very lucky it's not 25 GC. I think that must have been taken. Massive Good Charlotte fan.
Oh, hell yes.
So my Yahoo account is Steph25 GC. Like everything was GC back then.
Yeah.
And it was probably taken. Or maybe I did just want to give a shout out to the dance school when I created Instagram. And then, yeah, years later, DMs became like...
big thing.
And I'm like, I just don't want to change it. But now a lot of people, when I give it, I'm like, DM.
25. What's going on there?
DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not that. Yeah.
Not that kind. Well, thank you for being a part of this. Everybody who's listening and watching, thank you once again for being here. I'm your host, Ty Nelson. This has been another phenomenal episode. Huge thank you to Steph for coming on, being a part of the dance, giving some of her lovely advice, honestly. A lot of fun, great conversation. We hope that you found inspiration in this episode, whether it's in the dance or the talk. And maybe one day we'll find you out on the dance floor. Bye, everybody. Thank y'all.
Bye. What I will do is a little shamrock beside.
Cute. Love that. Booyah.